What's up guys, Blade Master here, going to be bringing you a Total War Rome 2 online battle that I fought against Trimalchio. He is the guy who defeated me with Suebi against Parthia and whooped my ass basically with that. So you guys should check that game out. That was a really fun game. I think most of you guys have checked it out anyways. So I decided to fight against him again. He is again gone with his favorite faction, Suebi, and we are playing under the use it lose it tournament rules. I've picked Boii now because I was like, you know what, I'm not going to fuck around. This guy's just going to whoop my ass if I take anything other than a really strong faction. So I decided to pick Boii. I don't think Boii is nearly as strong as it would be under regular tournament rules, because you can bring a total of max 8 of the same melee infantry, and not only that, you can only bring max 4 of the same exact unit. So you can only bring 4 sword followers instead of 6. And you can only bring a total of 8 of the deadly melee infantry that Boii can wield. But they still have one trump card in their favor, which is the heavy horse. So hopefully I'll be able to use that well against the Suebi. But the problem is Suebi is also incredibly strong under the use it lose it rules, because they have such a huge variety of units. And then they can bring Wotan as spears, whom I really rate. So let's see how it goes. I've brought a couple of Levy Freemen. By the way, this is going to be an incredibly close match, but as you can see, it's going to be a very high level type of game. So it's not anything, no crazy builds or anything like that. It's just really fun, you know, good play from the both of us. So 2 Levy Freemen up in front, a total of 4 sword followers in the center, a couple of Oath Sworn on the flanks. My general kept far behind. I've also brought a Celtic Bowman on either flank, and a total of 2 more Levy Freemen behind them, and a total of 4 Levy Heavy Horse. Now the reason why I've kept my, usually you would see Oath Sworn kept in the center. Keeping them on the flanks is a risky move because you won't be able to win the center as easily, and that's simply because of this. If he pops, he's going to keep his general in the center, and he's going to pop Frenzied Charge, and if by some chance I get my guys caught by this frenzy charge, at the very least my or at the most my center is the one that will dissipate, and not my incredibly strong and precious Oath Sworn. That's why I've kept them on the flanks. So Levy Freeman, what he's done is he's popped frenzy charge. All I'm going to do, that's the reason why I kept these 2 Levy Freemen up in front. Just going to use them to try and catch as many units as possible, and then pull back. Just get the fuck out of there with the rest of my army. So I'm going to try and, so he's going to use his Blood Sworn. He's brought a total of 4 Blood Sworn up in front, a Wotan as spear on either flank, and then an extra Wotan as spear as well, so a total of 3 Wotan as spears. He's also brought a couple of Spear Levy in the center, and a total of 3 Sword Masters, including a Sword Master General, a Berserker unit, and a pretty varied skirmish line. He's brought 2 Germanic Slingers, 1 Cimbri Bow, 2 Cimbri Bows, and 1 Germanic Youth, and finally 1 Germanic Scout Rider, it looks like. So I'm engaging his Blood Sworn, who are still on Frenzy Charge, and doesn't look like they're on Frenzy Charge anymore. Weird, right? Even though it says that they're on, oh, there it goes, it's done. So Frenzy Charge is over. I've successfully managed to bait the Frenzy Charge, and that's a huge, you know, huge trump card that Suebi had that's now gone. Now I can go ahead and start advancing my army. So his army of Blood Sworn is not going to do much, but the 3 Wotan as spears and the 3 Sword Masters that he has have more than enough quality that they can beat my sword followers. Wotan as spears can beat sword followers, and that is just an, you know, frankly incredible thing that even I didn't expect myself to say. But yeah, they can. In the worst case scenario, they'll manage to make themselves incredibly cost effective in an engagement against the best sword unit in the game, in the sword followers, or the second best, I guess. Tribal Warriors are probably better. Spear Levy, of course, better than Levy Freeman. Best spear unit, cheap spear unit in the game. Sword followers here, destroying one of the Spear Levy. Going to be very important for me to kill off these units because they will destroy my heavy horse. So I need to kill as many of them as quickly as possible. Here, my sword follower is going to charge into Wotan as spears. Wotan as spears with their 29 charge bonus are going to just slaughter my sword followers. Of course, he's got his berserkers behind too to pop so that he can get scared. I popped Shield Wall, and that means some of these guys have been attacked in the rear because shield wall is bugging out, and I'm not going to use it anymore. Meanwhile, I've pulled out with some of my sword followers on the far side, and then I'm going to charge in against his sword masters with my heavy horse, topple them down, and then you know, just try and hold them up. I wanted to get a second charge in with my sword. There we go. I'm going to get a second charge with my sword followers here. Here, sword follower only got 33 kills and getting destroyed. His sword masters here going to get charged at by a heavy horse, and then I'm immediately going to charge a sword follower, time that into perfection. But his sword master general is going to charge into my sword follower, and he's going to pop pride very soon. I would expect him to pop pride very soon. Pull out my heavy horse. They haven't taken a single casualty, and they've destroyed this sword master. They've made the combat even for my sword followers now. And sword masters are very deadly, of course. They have 70 health, which is even better than the oath sword, but they don't have as good you know, weapons. Their swords are not as powerful. Here, heavy horse going to charge into a mix of berserkers and Warden spears. These are both units that are very susceptible to the charge, so we'll take a lot of damage there. Here, my sword followers again dying. They've gotten 87 kills, which is quite a fair bit of kills against his sword masters. But now again, I'm going to bring my oath sword as the second line, basically, to destroy depleted blood sword and sword masters. Here, I'm letting my sword followers tank out, get as many kills and HP damage on his sword followers before I bring in my general. But that means he's going to get a proper charge. I didn't time it in perfectly, so he's getting a proper charge in with his sword masters and I believe his blood sword. And now he's popped pride, and that just makes his sword master so much deadlier. So that's why I've immediately popped headhunt and I've popped battle rhythm, and he's just going to pile in a fuck ton of blood sword and his sword masters to just try and bog down my old sword. I've gotten 48 kills in the first couple of seconds. Here his Warden spears charging into my Levy Freeman. My Celtic warriors here gotten only 22 kills against his Warden spears, even though I got a proper charge in on them. Heavy horse here, one of my heavy horse I wasted. The second heavy horse is getting caught by his spear levy. Managed to get some kills on his Kimbri bows. And here sword followers have tanked out this battle against his sword masters. That's the importance of a proper coordinated charge with my heavy horse. Here getting a rear charge with heavy horse. His bloodsworn are already in red morale. And what I'm going to do now is pop flaming shot, because I see he's got a lot of units that are in that have shit morale. And then I'm going to time that in with a rear charge from my sword followers. And I'm also going to catch his Kimbri bowwomen with my heavy horse. My Oathsworn general has gotten 115 kills. His sword masters, because of my earlier, because of his earlier combat against my sword followers, they're starting to drop very quickly now. They are attacked in the rear. They're down to steady. The bloodsworn are also in steady. So this little, MLG little thing that I tried to do with my bows didn't really work out. I should have timed a proper charge in with my heavy horse, proper rear charge. Let's see if I'm able to fire one more flaming shot, because I'm going to get another rear charge in with my heavy horse here. But even without flaming shot, it should do the business. At the very least, yeah, there we go. His sword masters are wavering. General recently died. That's huge for me. My general, on the other hand, has not died. They're still down to 65 men. So at half strength, a lot of the bloodsworn wavering, but the Kimbri bowwomen still firing here. He's got a berserker at 14 men left, and one of my Celtic bowmen, although they've gotten 29 kills, his Germanic scout header, who's not really done anything so far, is going to come into very good use here and just chase down and kill off my Celtic bowman. Going to catch some of his Kimbri bows here with a depleted unit of heavy horse, 30 men left in that unit. And here, two of his Warden spears are going to chase off my Kimbri bows. Again, the fact that they're light means that my Oathsworn, who are very heavy, will not be able to catch them. And they will just as easily be able to catch my Celtic bowmen on the other hand, because they won't be able to catch them because my Celtic bows are very light and these guys are light, so they have a slight speed advantage, but eventually they're going to be able to catch them. But that means my Oathsworn can get a rear charge on some of these Warden spears. His berserkers with 91 men fighting down to the last man. I'm going to try and chase off some of his Germanic slingers and his Kimbri bows. I've got my Oathsworn at 61 men left and a Oathsworn at 79 men left. He's got a couple of spear levy, Germanic slinger, Kimbri bowwoman, full strength Germanic scout rider, and two Warden spears who have of course managed to pull out of that engagement against my Oathsworn. And I'm wasting a headhunt here simply because they're just so quick. They just literally managed to, run away. Here, the Warden Spear is going to charge into Oathsworn, but Warden Spears are not going to do well against Oathsworn. No matter how good a spear unit it is, 175 kills with the spear unit here, a mid-tier spear unit by the way, they will just not like getting charged at by Oathsworn. They're going to drop super quick. Even though this Oathsworn is exhausted, it'll still do very well because these Warden Spears themselves are tired. Of course, they're also resistant to fatigue. No, I don't think they're resistant to fatigue. Are they? Resistant to cold. They're not resistant to fatigue. So it's not like they have extreme stamina. I'm going to pop Shield Wall on my Oathsworn because I see he's getting ready to rear charge my my Oathsworn. But his Warden Spears are going to take some damage from my Celtic Bows. I'm going to at least use that opportunity to get as many kills here. But he is bearing down on my Celtic Bowman with his Germanic Scout Riders. Again, proving to be very efficient. Beautiful use with his Germanic Scout Riders. He just knows when to use them. And he's kept them until late game. I'm going to chase them off with my Heavy Horse. But again, they're so quick that they'll manage to kill off my my Celtic Bows. And then, run away. Since his Warden Spears were in Spear Wall, I managed to get a consecutive charge on this Warden Spears, which means I should be able to get quite a few kills with my Oathsworn. But crucially, it means that I probably won't be able to win this engagement. Oathsworn down to 49 men. Meanwhile, I've got two more Oathsworn here. One which is taking quite a significant bit of damage from his Kimberly Bows here, who've gotten 61 kills. And he's got two Spear Levy. They're chasing off the Germanic Slinger. My general is chasing off this Kimberly Bows, but again they're so slow that it's not going to matter. Pop Frenzy Charge a bit too prematurely so that I can get these Heavy Horse to stay in the fight. They're down to 3 men. They're down to 1, but all in all they've managed to inflict a fair bit of casualties on this Germanic Scout Rider, but they're still down to 49, which is far too many. Going to rear charge this Oathsworn now, who've done quite well. 235 kills, and there they go. They've routed. At 30 men they've routed, which is quite high for an Oathsworn unit. So not the ideal situation for me there. Still, 2 Oathsworn for me remain, and he's got just a butt ton of not so strong units. Kimberly Bows, who most likely are out of ammo, or should be out of ammo pretty soon. Germanic Slinger there, and a couple of Spear Levy, and of course Germanic Scout Riders. And his Warden Spear, crucially, one is at 54 men and one is at 26. So the next like 8 minutes will be just a bunch of maneuvering around. He's going to try and get as many shots as he can. He's going to be as patient as possible. I'm trying to consolidate my troops. I've got my general still alive. I've popped second wind on my other Oathsworn so that now they're fresh. My Oathsworn general unit is active. I'm going to try and chase off his Spear Levy and at the same time move further away from his Germanic Slingers. His Slingers have only gotten 13 kills and they're really not going to do much against my Oathsworn general. I've lost around 5 men now. His Kimberly Bows have not done too much. He's moving in, circling around like the Germanic shark that he has in his Suebi units. 64 men left, 64 kills still with his Kimberly Bows. Germanic Slingers down to 46 men. Still going to chase off his units there. Going to pull away with his Warden Spears. Getting good shots in with his Germanic Slingers. They're starting to rack up the kills now. And now he's engaged with his Warden Spears, which I don't really understand why. But my general is going to slaughter them very, very quickly. I think he was trying to come in for a rear charge with his Germanic Scout Riders, but then he thought better against it. Oh, he's going to start firing into the rear of my general. Try and get as many kills on my general unit as possible. So that's why after killing off this Warden Spear, I'm going to pull them away. And also going to charge in with my Oathsworn and try and screen off these Germanic Scout Riders. He's clearly trying to destroy my general. He's not even aiming for the other Oathsworn unit, because he knows once he can destroy my Oathsworn general and then pair that in with a rear charge, maybe if he has one volley of flaming shot left, he can cause a chain rout. His Warden Spears seem like they're ready to brace, but no, they're going to run away. Of course they're going to run away. He only has one Warden Spear left. That little tactic that he tried with his Warden Spear didn't really work. Again, going to move around with my 2 units. And I'm trying to face with my shields up against the Germanic Slingers and the Kimberly Bows. Not that they would have much ammo left. 4 minutes left. Let's keep fast forwarding as the game comes to a crazy slow conclusion, but it's still very epic. Getting a couple kills on the Spear Levy, popping another second wind on this Oathsworn unit. Very lucky that my general's still alive, but you know he's still at 45 men, so you know it's not. I would be pretty pissed if my general died at this point. Although I really can't take much more fire. He's going to circle around and then maybe try and fire. Does he have ammo left? It'd be very smart if he did have ammo left. Moving around with this. Oh, there we go. He just waited until he got a flank shot with his Germanic slingers. Gotten 20 kills with his Germanic slingers so far, and now he's going to charge in with his Kimbri bows and his Warden as spear. I'm immediately going to pop headhunt on this Oathsworn just in case my general dies quickly. Then by this time their second phase would have started, and then they would have unbreakable morale. Also going to charge in with my Oathsworn here against his spear levy. Also going to pop headhunt and battle rhythm on them. And there's really not much that he can do now. If my general died, then Suebi most likely would have been able to win this. But unfortunately for Trimalchio, my general has been so resilient that I've managed to just very narrowly win this game. He's going to send his Germanic Scout Riders who've gotten almost a double XP chevron. Insanely well done with the Germanic Scouts. But of course they're going to die a very quick death against Oathsworn. I just want to get some nice screens now. Let's see. Is there... Ooh, this seems like a nice screenshot here. Yes, this is nice. It looks like this horse is like nibbling on his vest or on his cloak. There we go. This, yeah. Let's pull back and then let's hit N so that we can get a nice... Oh, this is nice. God damn, that low texture though. Yeah, still pretty cool. Let's go ahead and press play. Still 19 seconds left in this game, and he's basically lost all of his units. His one Germanic Slinger is wavering, but they don't have enough ammo, and there's just too many army losses. So I managed to win a very narrow, very cool game against Trimalchio with Boii. You can see the fact that I kept my Oathsworn until like late game paid off. 229 kills with one Oathsworn, 235 with the rest with the other, and 311 with my last Oathsworn general. Celtic Warriors did nothing when they charged into the Warden Spear, just got their asses handed to them. Sword Followers also didn't do much. One of the Sword Followers was very instrumental in me winning this game by killing off his Swordmaster, especially along with that Heavy Horse charge. Two of my Heavy Horse did pretty decently, two of them didn't really do much. If I used the Heavy Horse better, it could have been an easier game for me to win. But well played to Trimalchio, and hope you guys enjoyed this game, and stay tuned for more. Peace.